Hello, my name is Anthony Nguyen, and I'm going to be sharing with you my vision of education in the next 10 years. While I believe the classroom in 2030 will still have a teacher and students, it will be infused with technology in such a way that teaching is more efficient and effective than ever. Meaningful here refers to tech that's used with its purpose fully understood, including its limitations and advantages over non-tech options, using the Samar-Bloom's model to identify and assess how tech fits into the classroom will be the hallmark of 2030, where useless tech will fall to the wayside. In this presentation, I'll share my vision of the 2030 classroom. And while all of these tools are available today in 2020, they are unfortunately not widely used by the majority of educators. This absence of tech will be a thing of the past. Firstly, the 2030 classroom will do away with hand-raising, response cards, and student whiteboards as a means of formative assessment. Formative assessment will be digitized with one-to-one devices. All teachers will have unprecedented and immediate data on the proficiency and struggles of their students multiple times throughout a lesson. Efficient and effective are the name of the game in 2030. Next, you will see an example of a digital response system. I use Socrative. It's an app I use on my phone that allows me to send a question to all of my students' devices. From there, they respond and I receive their responses and adjust my teaching according to the data I receive.
And then from here, you can launch the different modules right here. Multiple choice, true, false, short answer. The most common one I use with my students is the short answer app. So I'll click on that. And from here, you can type any kind of question you want, like how many states are there? And then the students will receive, all of your students who have a device, either a phone, a tablet, or a Chromebook, will receive this on their Socrative app on their Chromebooks or device.
Secondly, the 2030 classroom will have both students and teacher producing much more multimedia content than ever before, with tools like Flipgrid and Adobe Spark, for example. In this way, content will reach a wider audience and create a stronger impact on learning. Non-multimedia presentations and lectures will be a thing of the past in the 2030 classroom. Next, you will see an example of a multimedia tool called Flipgrid, which allows students to record and produce video responses. This app takes the current generation's insatiable drive to put themselves out there and turns it into something more purposeful and academic. The video you'll see is of one of my students teaching her peers how to find the area of a triangle.
Hi, I'm Chastity, and today I'm going to help you find the area of this triangle. In order to find the area of the triangle, you're going to need to find your height. And the height is going to be the same as a parallelogram, coming straight out of the base. But you're also going to need to find the highest point of your triangle. It doesn't matter if you're going to find it by going up and out this way. It won't.
Thirdly, the 2030 classroom will not only have a physical component, but a much more impactful digital aspect. Learning management systems like Google Classroom make learning more accessible, engaging, and efficient. Students missing out on classwork due to sickness or lack of transportation or money will be a problem long gone in the 2030 classroom. One of the many benefits of using a learning management system, or LMS, is flipping your classroom, where you provide students with recordings of your own direct instruction to watch at home before the next day's lesson. Students then come to class with better questions and are prepared for more engaging, active activities. Next, you'll see an abridged example of a flipped lesson video I created for my 6th graders on how to draw and use double number lines to solve ratio problems. This video was posted on YouTube and Google Classroom and assigned to my students to view at home before the corresponding lesson.
When you're drawing your double number lines, you don't need to whip out your ruler, you don't need to whip out a straight edge or anything like that. Just draw a line. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm kind of cheating by using the computer right here. Now I'm going to draw my first number line going this way and my second beneath it like so, okay? Notice I do like to have the arrow pointing in the right direction. What this shows is I understand that number lines go on forever in both directions. Since we're only going to be concerning ourselves with positive,
Lastly, the 2030 classroom will be more collaborative than ever, with digital tools allowing students to not only communicate with each other but between classes at the same school or all around the world. Tools like Padlet and back-channel chat allow students to communicate at a level previously impossible. Here, you see an example of a Padlet I created for my class to use during our language arts time, where they can discuss the text in a back-channel chat without having to interrupt the main discussion or have their voices lost. So, now that you know my 2030 vision of education technology, what can you as an educator do to prepare? My greatest recommendation for you would be to go out there and try out some or all of the tools I presented here and see what fits your teaching style. If you're ever in doubt about the effectiveness or usefulness of a tool, assess it against the Samar Bloom's model. Finally, don't be afraid to fail when working with tech. It's better to have tried and failed than to not have at all. Good luck and see you all in the future.